The sun kicked my ass today. Yeah. I sat, shout out to Detroit Lions for having open practice. That's dope. I go every year. I think it's one of the coolest things they do. I enjoy the practices more than preseason because in preseason you see maybe none to one snap of the starters. In practice, you get to see the starters against your other starters. You just can see more action. You see what's going on, who's actually going to be on the first team. You don't necessarily get all that in preseason. This year, I'm excited for preseason because there's a lot of young contributing pieces to this Detroit Lions team that has Super Bowl expectations. But however, today in camp, probably my biggest takeaway, they need to fucking pay Aiden Hutchinson. Before Pads came on, you heard reports from your new defensive coordinator, Kelvin Shepard. Hutch looks better. Yeah. You heard reports from Dan Campbell. Somehow, he's got more bend than he did the previous year. And then you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. How? He's not even in pads.
Bionic leg.
Yeah, how's he doing this stuff? And then today, in team periods, first team period, sack, just to start it off the rip. Second team period, lined up against all-pro. First team, all-pro, Penei Sewell. Disgusting inside spin move by Aiden Hutchinson for a sack on Jared Goff in the first team offense. There could be, if you want maybe some context, maybe, I don't know, but Penei Sewell obviously has a growing family. He and his wife just keep popping him out. It's kind of impressive.
Shout out.
True love. But maybe he's coming in a little bit out of shape. Not out of shape, but just not in tune like Hutch is, because Hutch has been rehabbing the entire way through. He's been redlining since he broke the leg because he wanted to make it back for a Super Bowl, because that was the expectations for this team. So I don't know if it's a situation like that where Hutch is just in shape, it's just on fire.
More game shape, yeah.
Yeah, because he hasn't stopped yet. He's been rehabbing the entire offseason, trying to get back to his old self, and on a contract year too. And Sewell's coming in, to the beginning of training camp. I don't know if that's what it is, because Penei Sewell isn't Dan Skipper.
No.
Penei Sewell isn't your just typical, Dan Skipper's a backup. Your typical starting left tackle or right tackle in all the NFL. He is a first team, all pro, back-to-back, one of the best in the National Football League. And Aiden Hutchinson out there was working him.
Yeah.
He was making it hell for Penei Sewell. Not beyond that, Penei Sewell, we spoke on it this weekend. I would say he's just the same, if not better, was the words Penei Sewell had to say about Aiden Hutchinson. My biggest takeaway from training camp today, just number one, you saw on the list I wrote down on the paper, Hutch, pay him.
Yeah, that has been the consistent kind of echoed sentiment from everybody I've heard at camp, whether it be players, coaches, the media, anybody that has been to camp said Hutch looks better than he did at this point last year. And I think I don't want to say we should have been expecting this, but he is only going to continue to, he's still such a young player. Last year was really going to be the year where he put it all together and we really saw what he's actually going to be in the NFL. Unfortunately, it was cut short due to injury. And like you said, because of when his injury happened and how he was still trying his damnedest to get back to the season to help the team if he could, he has been putting himself through rigorous conditioning and training since that happened. So he is in full game shape, ready to go, mid-season shape is what Aiden Hutchinson is looking like out there right now. And the guy proved last year he belongs in the upper echelon of pass rushers in the NFL. If he would have kept going last year and wouldn't have suffered the injury, he would have been the best pass rusher in the National Football League, and I think we're going to see that again next year.
Yeah, it was really cool because you're hearing it from media, you're hearing it from the coaches, and some of it you're starting to think maybe I don't know, man. Football's different, especially with this regime. I feel like they're pretty forward, they're pretty transparent with how things are going. They're not going to bullshit you too much. If they don't want to tell you something, they'll straight up say, I'm not comfortable answering that. We're not going to answer that. Ask so and so. I thought maybe it was a little bit of Miggy's in the best shape of his career type of conversation. No, Aiden Hutchinson looks phenomenal right now, and they should pay him before he hits this season, and is going to be able to demand $50 million from you next year.
I don't know. I kind of want him to not pay Hutch yet so he can have a full contract season.
That's fair. But
and go out there trying to prove that he deserves that much money and end up with $1 million sacks.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe too, his thought process, because I was talking about this was shout out to Dosa Dion and his dad.
Shout out.
He might be waiting for the Parsons contract to hit and the Hendricks contract to hit, because then there's two. You can reset the market twice at that point.
Yeah, we talked to Jason Cabinda about it, and he said, Hutch is definitely a guy that's going to bet on himself, go out there, have an insane season, and cash in on as much money as he possibly can. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't sign a deal if I'm Hutch right now. They're gonna try to lowball you coming off of that injury and trying to get it done, like you said, before Hendrickson, before Parsons.
Yeah.
if I'm Hutch, I'm not signing it until after the season's in the books.
Yeah, after today, just and beyond today too, just the word of Dan Campbell, the word of Calvin Shepard, the word of Penei Sewell, like all the concern, or anybody had any little ounce of doubt you may have had because Aiden Hutchinson coming off this injury, it's gone.
Yeah,
like, he is back to himself. Multiple reps. It was just like a one-time thing. He's giving Penei Sewell hell out there.
No, yeah, we're talking about a guy that's going to consistently be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation until he is hanging it up. Like, that's what you got. And I think we know that, but I think some people forgot.
Y'all must have forgot.
Like, how nasty he was and how good he is.
Yeah.
Because he's going to show everybody this year.
My second biggest takeaway is probably the defense. Like, we've been hearing it all throughout training camp, before they got the pads on, after they got the pads on. Like, you talking about Aiden Hutchinson looking phenomenal, getting better. Another piece that we've heard about getting better, too, was Terrion Arnold, and he's looked the part every bit. To begin the one-on-ones, it was him versus Amon-Ra for a corner or a fade route in the corner of the end zone. And Amon-Ra caught it, but Terrion was out of bounds. They were going back and forth, by the way, too. Like, it wasn't like it was a contested catch. You know what I'm saying? Amon-Ra made a play, but you can't really tell. There's no, like, painted end zone, and they're just bickering at each other. The fact that you're even able to, like, go back and forth with a guy the caliber of Amon-Ra St. Brown, to have a close enough play like that, for me, I'll take that. Because last year, yes, always in phase, but not making plays on the ball like he was today.
Yeah.
Beyond that, he almost had another one-handed interception, this time on J-Mo and in the corner of the end zone. He had a tackle in the backfield. Like, he looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, Terrion Arnold is looking like the first-round pick that you got last year. I told you before it was going to be a little bit more of a developmental piece that people were ready for. I think there's a lot of those pieces on the team that are going to shine bright, but Terrion's finally starting to take the turn. He looks phenomenal. The calf looks like it's bothering him. I really prefer. I texted you guys in the group. I'd fucking please just sit out.
Yeah.
Just relax. Like, let's wait until fucking game one to you don't need any more.
Seen
of this.
enough.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
Yeah.
But Terrion looks phenomenal, man.
Yeah, and I think, like, again, we kind of expected that. You look at what the trajectory of cornerbacks in the NFL. That first to second year is where the big jump tends to happen. And Terrion Arnold was there in a lot of his reps last year. And I know you have uneducated fucking idiots in the chat and on the internet that call Terrion Arnold, the worst cornerback of all time. And he had the worst rookie season of a cornerback. Even though when
you guys watch Jeff Okudah, how can you just throw Terrion in there
when
like
you
that?
Take the time to go look at the stats, he was pretty much right there with every other single rookie cornerback last year in completion percentage allowed, yards allowed, and touchdowns allowed. So, like, that's just objectively false. And him taking the leap was something we expected. And on top of that, not just him getting better, having Aiden Hutchinson back is going to make everybody on this defense better. It's going to make Terrion Arnold's job easier. It's going to make those guys have to do less because the quarterbacks are going to be not only running for their life, but have to make throws faster and have to get balls out faster than they may have wanted. And it helps the swagger of the defense. Like, fuck, we got our horse back. We got the guy on this defense now that'll go up against Penei Sewell in the offense every single rep. We got that guy that is going to be the blue chip dude and go out there and take care of business. And it's going to make everybody else play more comfortably and with more swagger when you have your guy who projects to be an all-pro defensive end out there dominating in camp.
Another piece, I'll stick with the defense in this one too. I see a couple comments about Ahmed Hassanin. Just as advertised.
Yeah.
Just always going hard. He made a play today against the second team unit, but he looked back into the offensive coaches and gave him a little finger wag, a little no, not in my house. I'm loving the swag there. He sounds like he's getting comfortable. And again, that's another guy you're looking at, another developmental piece, but who's already shown like a little bit of impact. I put it out there on Twitter over the weekend that he's taking second team reps. And people are like trying to be negative about, because there's no one in front of him. Like, yeah, there are. Like, Alquim Muhammad had like 5 sacks last year and like 15 pressures. Like, there are guys that like made impacts in this team on their way to becoming 15-2. And the fact that you drafted him as a known developmental piece and he's already making enough impact, you still got to perform at some point to be put on the second team. You're not just giving it there because there's no one else there.
Especially with this coaching staff. They're not going to hand anybody anything. They're not going to just be like, oh, okay, yeah, here, go take those snaps. You have to earn everything you get with Dan Campbell, Calvin Shepard, and this coaching staff. So, yeah, it's good to see that. And, like, I'm not surprised the way everybody talks about him, the way they like their players, what he brings, the effort, the attitude, trying to learn from everybody. Like, this is a guy that this coaching staff is going to fall in love with. And as long as he provides that same effort with the athleticism and the abilities that he's shown in college, like, it's not like he was just this blob of unmolded, talent at Boise State. Like, he had a productive year.
Yeah.
So obviously it's Boise State, but
He's a dog.
if he goes to Alabama and has the same year he had at Boise State, he'd be a top 10 pick.
Well, listen, I mean, I've been blessed to develop a little bit of a relationship with his brother. We had him on. There were some SEC teams that wear red that were trying to get him to come
Looking
there.
for him.
So, put it to you that way. One more piece on defense. Then we go to break, come back, talk a little bit about the offense and a couple of the videos we got from Johnny Moe as well. But Rock Ya-Sin, I know it's not like a starter. It's not a big name. But like, there's definitely going to be some impact from this kid on the team. He's an old man at this point. Off the line, Dominic Lovett in the 1v1s. Got jammed so hard he couldn't even get his route off. They had to reset the play. Did it again, and then this time he knocked the ball out of bounds. Rock Ya-Sin looked phenomenal. Howlett looked great out there too. Like this secondary, again, everything you're hearing out of camp from the media, from the coaches, I think specifically more, all this has been all affirmed by the coaches as well. It's real. Like, this secondary looked phenomenal. Howlett looked good out there. Rock Ya-Sin looked good out there. Avonte Maddox looked good out there. And this Rakestraw came back today, but he was hobbled around too, just doing like the team drill. Not doing team drills, I'm sorry. Just doing like more 1v1 position drills at that point. Alex Anzalone was back out there as well. But yeah, the secondary, I guess we have so many pieces that are versatile. Like Avonte Maddox has played safety. He's played nickel. The same as Rock Ya-Sin. He's played outside. He's played nickel. I'm saying, like, it's no matter who's banged up at any point, whether it be a training camp portion or into the season, I'm feeling pretty comfortable about what we're trotting out there.
Yeah, you've got a lot of depth pieces. I said it, early into the offseason that this is the best secondary that Brad Holmes has created. Like, this is the best secondary the Detroit Lions have had in Brad Holmes' tenure. And I said they're going to be a top 5 secondary in the NFL next year. And when you look at what you have on the back end of that with Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, that allows these corners to be more aggressive. That allows them to jam at the line, to try to jump routes and stuff, because you have 2 of the top 3 safeties in the National Football League behind you.
And then I lied. One more piece. Brian Branch, he did get got in the 1v1 session. Sam Laporta, who looks fucking jacked, by the way. Remember, Sam Laporta always good, but he looked a little skinny. Hit Brian Branch with the nastiest spin moves. It made no sense to me because I'm not thinking Sam Laporta spin move. All right, 1v1s. They match back up. Second round, Sam Laporta hits with a nasty juke. It's not fucking Rock Ya-Sin trying to tackle Sam Laporta. This is Brian Branch. Like one guy that he's been voted the second best safety in the National Football League. Sam Laporta, I don't know how things are going to be divvied up on the offensive side of the ball, but we got some fucking weapons, man. Like it's going to get crazy out there.